It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Pittsburgh. It's a little brisk, but it's beautiful. You should have seen the sunrise this morning, man. It was unbelievable. So I want to welcome you guys to another week here. We've got 44 days left to make the very best of 2019. It's Monday, November 18th. Hard to believe, right? We got Thanksgiving coming up here right around the corner. Only 56 days until the Gold Digger Retreat. For those of you guys who are already coming, who are considering coming, it's 56 days away before we are in paradise, making a huge impact on people's lives, taking all of our lives and businesses to a new level. And for all my asphalt contractor friends out there, we only got 71 days until we're headed to Nashville for the National Pavement Expo. For another awesome week down there. It's always a good time. Just, networking, getting some education in, building some awesome memories with other fellow contractors, things like that. So it's always a great week in Nashville. But I remind you guys of these timelines every morning, how many days are left in the year, all those types of things, because I think sometimes we just let days and weeks click by and we don't really notice exactly how fast the time flies. So I try to remind you guys of that because, I think it helps all of us to be able to, have that perspective of time and how fast it actually moves. So I did a live stream yesterday on, getting in proximity to the right people and what that does for your life. And, had a lot of messages sent to me on that one. I put it over on IGTV. It's here on Facebook on my regular page, not my business page. But I had a lot of people reach out to me about that and just, make comments, good positive comments about, man, I needed to hear that. I've got these types of people in my life, those kinds of things. So I wanted to just expand on that and talk about how exactly do you do that. I talked about what that has done for me in my life, but I really want to spend some time this morning talking to you about how you can do that. How do you get the right people in proximity of you if you don't have them right now? How do you replace those people who maybe aren't serving you the way that you want, or you don't have the right connections that you're looking for? How do you get them if you don't have them? And, I'll start with this, guys. Many of us search for the people that we believe can help us, and we see those people around us, but we never actually go far enough in taking action to make those people part of our lives. And there's a variety of reasons why, but I'll tell you a few of the reasons why, when I become connected to somebody, people tell me why they didn't reach out to me, or they didn't, they don't feel comfortable reaching out to other people that I recommend they reach out to. And that is, they don't want to be a bother. They don't want to be a pest. They don't want to step on somebody's toes. They never want to be too aggressive or annoying when it comes to trying to build a relationship with someone that ultimately, remember this, guys, you get the right people in your life, it'll change your life. So when you're looking at these people who are, you want to be in proximity of, never be too afraid to reach out to them to build a relationship. But I'm going to tell you the tactical ways to do that this morning so that you don't have to feel that way that most people tell me they feel. So first of all, I want to say good morning. Good morning, Patricia, Dayton, Trisha, Bruce, AJ, Samantha. What's happening, guys? Thank you for jumping on and always being here in the morning. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't shared this out yet, please do that. I haven't been banging on that in the mornings too much, but it helps us gain more people here. It helps us build this community into something bigger and continue to capitalize on the momentum that we already have with people constantly tuning into this show that are kind of newcomers, and then some of them stick around, some of them don't. But the mission of this show is to reach as many people as we possibly can. And so I need your help to do that. So if you could share this out for me so that maybe one person in your friends list that needs to hear this message can hear it, I would appreciate it. So the first thing that you have to do, guys, is most of these types of relationships that you're going to make in today's world, they're probably going to be built on social media, at least a large percentage of them. Some of them may be people that are around you in your life, but a lot of them are going to be people that are out there on social media that you respect or follow or listen to or whatever the case is. And you really feel like that person could do something good for your life. And so I want to talk to you guys about exactly how you want to approach making that happen. So the first thing that you want to do, number one, is that you want to identify those people who definitely have values that align with yours. Because it's one thing to follow someone, it's one thing to, align with some of the things that people say, but you want to make sure that as much as you can, you check the boxes to make sure that those people kind of believe what you believe, right? If you're following somebody that is super incredibly motivated by money and flashy things and material things, and that's not you, you don't have that same kind of drive, it's going to be difficult for you to fully align with that person, even if you are successful at getting them into your life. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to become a supporter of those people. Good morning, Paisley. My daughter's watching on my wife's profile upstairs. So, and good morning, Bruce. Thank you for sharing, Bruce. And good morning, Lydia and Jeff. How are you guys? Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you guys. So you want to become a supporter, and you want to do that authentically, just like you would in real life, right? You want to be just authentically supportive. So like you guys see, like when I'm making comments back to people on this show, or I'm making comments back to somebody on the post that I put out, that's authentically how I feel. It's not like just a bunch of like BS, that doesn't build a relationship with people. So it is, sometimes I'll give you the fist bump emojis or things like that if it's just a quick like, hey man, I see you there. But if somebody says something that means something to me, I actually authentically respond to them just as I would in person in real life. And I think that's an important lesson for people, because it's the way that you can connect with people on a real level, like just like you would in real life in this world of social media. If you are in person with people, so they are in your city or they're in your proximity where you can actually build a relationship with them, you would do the same thing. You would just strike up a conversation with them and just have authentic back and forth conversation. And I want to give you guys kind of a goal of what these conversations look like. And some of you have experienced this with me, and if you have, you can kind of share in the comments. When I am online and people reach out or they want to connect, and I feel like their values align with mine, and we have a conversation, like I make it a point not just to have a connection with those people, but to truly build a friendship, like to share things about my family, to share things about my life, about my story, about my journey, about, so you want to be authentic with these people, and you want to convert them from someone who is maybe you look at as someone who could give you advice, a mentor, if you will, and you want those people, you want to treat that almost like a friendship. Now, here's the caveat, is don't be a weirdo, because there are some people out there that take this kind of stuff way too far. Like they think you're just going to be like the best of friends right out of the gate the first time you have a conversation, and they're going to overwhelm you with text messages or whatever. That's the key, is there's some balance there that you have to respect when you're trying to build these types of relationships. But the point in me telling you guys this, of setting that goal and becoming a friend, like that's how you want to treat people. And you want to spend time supporting them, authentically supporting them. It's responding to them, seeing them, recognizing what they're doing, giving them admiration on your social media page or in public, or any of those types of things that you can do that help us build real relationships. Because the number one thing that you guys want to do, and I can give you several examples of how I've done this in my life, and how I'm going to use two examples how these people have really changed my life. And these are people that I met on social media that have become very good friends of mine. And so one is Judd Burden. I met Judd on Instagram. I've told this story a couple of times. Judd made a comment on one of my posts. I responded to him. I tracked down his office phone number through his profile. I cold called his office, ended up getting connected to him. We had a conversation over a Zoom call. And instead of saying, okay, let's just continue to have these conversations over a Zoom call, I felt that alignment. I felt that we shared some values and a vision for what we wanted to do, both in our industry and in the world. And I said, man, let's get in the same city. I'll buy a ticket. I'll come down to Anguilla, and we can spend a couple of days talking in person about how we can impact more people and help more people. That decision to treat that as a real friendship changed my life in a big way. Judd's one of my closest friends. We have several businesses together in the last year and a half that we have created, and more to come, right? So that's one example. And the reality is that relationship was built mostly digitally, because we were either on a video call or talking on the phone, talking on social media. And still to this day, I mean, he lives in the islands down in Anguilla. So, we don't see each other often, but it's a real friendship. The second person I'll give you an example of is Jordan Stupar. So Jordan, was working for Grant Cardone down in Florida. I saw that he had left Grant's office and he was opening his own sales training. I'd been following him for a little bit, and I felt like Jordan's approach to sales really aligned with mine. And I felt like, man, this is a dude that I could really hang out with, right? This is a guy that I could see me being friends with. And so I reached out to Jordan. I signed up for his program, so he became a mentor of mine. I hired him to train me in sales. By the way, if you ever have the opportunity to do that, I would highly recommend it. He's going to be speaking at our event down in Anguilla, but changed a lot for me in my approach to sales. So he became a mentor professionally. We both went through similar situations in life. That created a bond between the two of us. And that mentor of mine has become a very good friend of mine. And through Jordan, I have met so many other people who have, again, added value to my business life, to my personal life, and the way that I did that is through being a supporter of Jordan, right? Just, sharing his stuff online, connecting him with other people who he might be able to do business with, introducing him to other friends of mine that might be beneficial, offering my advice about experiences that I had in life. It's being a real friend. So when you talk about how to get in proximity of the right people, it comes down to being authentic, being real, telling your story, and offering value to those people. So being authentically present, like many of you guys are every single morning here, being authentically present puts you in proximity. I can tell you this right now. Anybody that is on this stream every single morning, or most mornings, or some mornings, if they need anything from me, what do you think the likelihood is that I'm going to help them in any way that I can? Judd and I were just talking about this with regard to the retreat. And, one of the things I said to Judd was, man, the people who are supporting this retreat, I hope they realize how special it is to us that they are willing to support this retreat, be present there, and I said how they're going to win is what we will be willing to do for them forever. Because you never forget those people who were there to support you when it mattered most, and that is in the beginning, right? So when you see people out there, it's be a supporter, be authentically a supporter of someone. Don't be a weirdo, don't be a groupie as they call them. Just be there, supportive, authentically supportive of people, and then figure out what that person is all about, right? So figure out what they like, what they don't like, what their hobbies are, and then, do some things that let them know that you are researching them, that you are, kind of invested in figuring out what they like. Maybe some of those things that they like align with the things that you like. And then you have something in common. Then you can do something for these people. You can invest your time into helping them, and in reciprocation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do something for you. They're going to be available to you to help. I had Bruce on this show last week, right? Bruce and I had a conversation after that show for about an hour that I guarantee you will impact this world in some way, shape, or form. The things that we talked about, how we're going to help people together, how our vision and values align. That all starts by just getting in proximity of the right people. I met Bruce through Justin Myers, who is a friend of mine. I don't think he's on here this morning, but Justin introduced Bruce to this show. Now, Bruce and I have had multiple phone conversations. I've had him on the show, and we have a singular mission together of how we can impact people, how we can help more people. And this, guys, is how real relationships are built. Just by, don't just follow someone and consume their content if it's online, or don't just follow someone in real life and watch what they're doing. Reach out to them. Send them a handwritten card that says, hey, man, not for nothing, but I'm a guy that lives in Pittsburgh too. I've seen, what you're doing in the community, in your business, and I really respect it. And hopefully someday I'll be able to, connect with you in person. I'd love to, just sit down for 15 minutes and have coffee. I know you're busy. I respect your time. Anything like that, guys. It's like, how do you get in proximity to these people? You just have to take action. And so if you don't take action, if you always have that opinion that you're going to be stepping on somebody's toes, or you're going to be too aggressive, or you're going to annoy them, just don't be weird, and you won't annoy them. And respect the fact that some of these people you're going to reach out to are really busy people. And so they may not get back to every single DM that you send them. They may not even see every single DM that you send them. That, depends on the day. Some days I have a lot of time, and some days are so crazy for me that I'm like trying to circle back with text messages and DMs and all those things. As I'm sitting on the couch at night with my kids, they get tired of playing with dad, and I'm sitting there, just trying to catch up on things. And, it's you can't constantly be worried about stepping on somebody's toes. You just have to be authentic and real and do the things. And if you need advice on how to do this, guys, send me a DM and I'll connect with you on a Zoom call or something, and I can help you craft something that you can send to them. Or I use selfie video messages a lot because I think they come across with the right emotion, right? Where you're not coming across as somebody strange that's just sending them a DM. So I'll use video message to say, a sincere thank you, or, whatever it is. If I like the piece of content that somebody put out, I'll record a selfie video message and send it to them, because I feel like that's a really authentic way to connect with people. They see your emotions. They can't take it the wrong way. Those help. I'm trying to think of what else I wrote down here. And it's frequency, guys. It's like, when you reach out to somebody, you can't reach out to them every single day and become a pest. But at the same time, you have to stay in their proximity. If you stay constantly in the comments of somebody's posts, or you stay constantly, every week, 2 weeks, whatever, you just send them a DM, they're going to see that, and eventually they're going to recognize your name. And if you are authentic and sincere and normal and you're not being overbearing, you're going to get a shot to talk to that person. It's happened to me with tons of people. Like tons of people that have millions of followers. I've chatted with in DMs. After I've chatted with them in DMs, I've seen them in person and they know who I am. And that's the best advice that I can give you. And now I want to talk for a couple of minutes about what I talked about yesterday, which was if you can successfully do that, what is the impact? What impact does that have on your life? And I can only tell you this, guys. These people that I'm talking about that I've attracted into my life, those people that stick around in your life they always share the same values, mission, etc. with you, because if they don't, they just don't end up sticking around. True or false? Think about that in your own life. As you grow, as you develop, as your life starts to expand, you hit different milestones in your life, you start to care about different things. Maybe it's when you had children and things shift for you. You end up with different friends. You end up with different business colleagues. You end up with different types of people in your life because those are the people that match your values at that time in your life. And so you can't worry about, those people that don't make the trip. It's not that you want to get rid of everybody in your life. It's not that you want to make any enemies. I don't try to make any enemies, but the truth is that you have to continue on your own journey to ultimately reach that level that you want to reach. And you have to be able to give the time to those people who share your mission, who are on the same page as you, who are stepping in the same direction as you are. For those people who can't find their way on that same path, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make them a bad person, doesn't make you better than them. It is absolutely a requirement, though, for you to consistently take inventory of what's going on around you so that you can continue to keep the best best people around you that you possibly can for that moment of where you are at right now. When you get those people in your life, and I said it, you guys can go watch the live stream from yesterday. If you're watching live here and you didn't see it, or you're watching the replay, go watch that live stream. It's on my IGTV too. If you guys are Instagram users more than Facebook. But when you get those people in your life, guys, you get some special things. You get a confidence that you didn't have before because you've got the right team of people around you. You get fulfillment like you've never had before because you feel like not only are you doing bigger things, but those bigger things are able to save people from being in situations they didn't want to be in. They're able to serve the families that their mission and vision align with yours. They're able to just do great things for great people that believe the same things as you do. And so that feeling of fulfillment will allow you to keep going when in most cases you would have quit. So I think it's really important for you guys to realize what you're going to get out of that. And one of the things that I didn't mention in yesterday's live stream that I thought of after the fact is that everybody that feels that kind of missing piece in their life, missing piece in their business, missing piece in themselves, you are never more than one person away from changing that. One person that can pour into you, that can give you that energy, that can encourage you when everybody else is discouraging you. You are never more than one person. And when you get that one person and you gain that confidence, you're going to gain another person and another person and another person. And before you know it, you're going to have an army around you that believe the same things as you believe. And then after you build that army, guys, you got to realize that army is not always going to stay the same. You're going to have people that decide they don't want to be a part of that army anymore. There's going to be people that do things that get kicked out of the army. There's going to be, and so you're constantly looking at who are those people? Who are the people that are in proximity of me? And are they serving my mission? And are we serving theirs? Because if we're not serving their mission, if our group, your group, is not serving everyone's mission in the group, you have a risk of that group being fractured as a result of one person in that group that no longer believes what you believe. Remember, there's people that will get on the bus, they believe in the dream, then the bus drives down the road a little bit, the dream starts to get a little bit bigger, or the bus shifts gears, and now these people aren't as interested in the mission. And that's okay too, by the way. We make it this big deal when, shifts happen in life. Shifts happen all the time. People choose new friends. They choose new jobs. They choose new relationships in their life. They choose new things all the time. And that's okay. But what I would tell you is that putting yourself out there to be in proximity of the right people, you're always going to have the ability to replace and keep bringing new people into your life for those moments where you need it. And guys, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, people think it's a loyalty thing. Oh, I can't do this. I don't want to screw over my friend. Anybody that wants to limit the number of people that you have in your life is probably not a good friend to you. Because I can tell you this, in the circle of friends that we have, the business relationships that we have, this community of people that we're building here, that we're building at Top Contractor School, that we built at the Pavement Group, that I've built in my personal life, those people all believe that if you align with our mission and vision, you're a positive person, you're trying to help people, you're trying to do big things in life, you care about your family, you're raising your children correctly, you're present in life, right? You're always welcome. There's always more people welcome in our group. The key to that is not allowing those people in that could potentially fracture your group by putting poison into the circle. That's the key. And if you are one of those people, if you violate the values and the mission of the group, then you're just not going to be there. Because that's not how you build a movement, a community. You can't allow people to do the things that don't align with what your mission is. Because if you do, you will not have a community for long. Yeah, I promise you this. If there was somebody on this stream that ever made negative comments or were talking down to someone, I would block them in a second. Like, no hesitation. I don't care who you are. I don't care who your friends are. I don't care. Because this community is important to me. It's an extension of me. It's an extension of my family. All of these other communities that we have built are the same. And they're going to continue to grow. So how do you protect them? Once you get in proximity to these people, you build a community, you build a team of people in your life. How do you protect it? You don't put up with people's shit. When they want to be negative, they can go do that on their own. We have plenty of things that happen to us on a daily basis that create doubt, concern, all of those negative emotions. We don't need anybody to help us do it. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Just be sincere. If you guys have more questions, by the way, on this topic, please never hesitate to DM me. The easiest way is to DM me on my personal page because I see those more frequently than the business page for some reason. But by all means, just reach out to me. Instagram, Facebook, DM me, and we can connect somehow on a Zoom call or on a phone call or whatever you guys prefer. And I'm happy to help with these things. It's changed my life in a big way. And what I said on that live stream yesterday is like, once you experience that feeling of having your own life change from these types of relationships and getting in proximity to the right people. There's another guy, Alex Lucic, that I got in the proximity of, and man, we've created just an awesome friendship and the support back and forth and the encouragement. That dude, is one of the reasons that I did 75 hard and lost 30 pounds this year. That's getting in proximity to the right people. But once you experience that, you will never want to live without it, and you'll want a lot of other people to experience the same feeling. And so that's why I'm talking about this. That's why I talked about it yesterday and why I'm talking about it today. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, please share it out, tag somebody in the comments, introduce them to this show, and hopefully it can make an impact on their lives as well. So I appreciate you guys. Remember, these are all available too on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. My YouTube channel has all these videos on it. So if you can't catch it here, or you want to watch it or listen to it where you can't be interrupted in your car or something like that, all of these episodes are available there. So I appreciate the love and support every single morning from you guys. It means the world to me, and I appreciate you tuning in every morning at 7:30. I'll see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.